I want to make this video and explain to people how the world really works. And a lot of people believe that there's a few people in the world that control the world. Rothschild, Rockefeller, George Soros. This is the Alex Jones stuff, that there's just a few major players and the rest of us are kind of subservient to them. They make all the financial, they control everything. They control the gold price, they control the printing of the currency, they control everything. I used to believe that. Because I used to listen to some of these people, but that's a cop-out. That's an easy way to look at the system. It doesn't really work that way. I mean, if you want to believe that stuff, you're believing something that really isn't very logical or even workable. But I want to tell you how the system really works, because I've known a few people that were lobbyists. The way the system really works is you get elected a political position, and once you get elected that political position, there are people that are going to come to you and want you to do things, and always for the benefit of the people, of the taxpayers, or the people you represent. So if you do something, it's going to create jobs, it's going to create more activity, it's going to be of a benefit because of some infrastructure that takes place. So they always sell it to the person as a benefit. So it's always a benefit to the people. So the person that's the person that's the elected official sees it as a benefit because it's sold to them as a benefit, even though they don't care, because all they know is that there's money being exchanged. So the person, the lobbyist, raises the money, and the money is going to help the politician indirectly, not directly, almost like having a lawyer that has a escrow account. The lawyer gets all the money in the escrow account, but he doesn't directly benefit from it until he gets paid. But there's always going to be some way to benefit from that money. Well, that's the way a politician is. So the lobbyist raises the money, selling a benefit to the politician. The politician's money is gained, and then somehow the politician, in an indirect way, is going to get some benefit from that money, and that's the way it works. Now, obviously, the biggest pay-for-play person going is Hillary Clinton. I mean, she's done this magnificently to the point of being worth, I guess, hundreds of millions of dollars. She's really gotten greedy too, because they're getting paid for speeches and all kinds of crazy stuff like that. But that's the ultimate, thing she's doing. I mean, she's been doing it for years, and she's very corrupt in that respect. But I think she's done it in such a way that she's pretty much made it so, even though that's just the way it's done, and it's done by everybody, not just Hillary Clinton. She's just one of the masterfuls at it. All these politicians do it, and that's why the guys like the everyday ordinary guy is sick of the system, and is ready to do anything he can to break the system, start over again. So in comes Donald Trump. Donald Trump says, I know this pay-for-play thing because I'm a part of it. I'm the guy that used to give the money to the politicians for the benefit. I give them all money. Mitt Romney came for me for money. Jeb Bush came to me for money. Everybody came to me for money. So I was like the insider guy that was helping everybody out. And now all of a sudden the guy gets this revelation, after, I guess, screwing the people for all the years while he was donating to these candidates, knowing that the small guy, the taxpayer, was getting ripped off, or the benefit wasn't given to the people that should be given to. After he was involved with the system, in the system, knowing all about the system, and all of a sudden he gets an enlightenment, a revelation, that he's going to come in and he's going to fix it. He knows it. He's been doing it. He's been playing the game. Now he is going to be the savior of this corrupt system, and he's going to fix it. Which is it's kind of like a little bit late in the game to come to that conclusion. If you were coming to that conclusion, why did you participate all those years? And one of the interesting things I've seen lately is the Al Smith dinner, where they all got together and they had a big fun time making fun of each other in their tuxedos in a very lavish New York, I can't remember where it's at, but it's a very nice place. So they all kind of made fun of each other, and it's kind of it reminds me of the movie by Stanley Kubrick of Eyes Wide Shut. If you've never seen that movie, you need to watch it, because at the end of the day, these people all are in bed together, and that's what you need to know. I mean, Donald Trump's no different than Hillary Clinton. fact, I think he's much, much worse because he's an insider claiming not to be an insider. He's a guy that's been playing the system for years. Now he's saying that he's the guy that's going to fix the system. You know, it's almost like the hacker now that becomes honest and shows the corporations how not to get hacked. But the guy's very insincere with what he says. Just because he says he's going to change the system doesn't mean he's going to change the system. And just because he says this means that I think ultimately what he's trying to do is either build his brand or be, if he does get elected president, really take advantage of the system. He'll be worse about it than Hillary Clinton. That's my take on it. So anyway, that's the way the game is really played. And that's why people hate it, and this is why people are sick of it. You got two candidates, neither one of them are going to do anything to fix it or anything to let somebody like you and me get a shot, favorable shot. It's almost like a good friend of mine said one time, you know, he was an orphan. He grew up in an orphanage, ended up having to pretty much fend for himself in life. He got to be very successful. And I talked to him one day about that, and I said, you know, how'd you go from, you know, really just nothing to how successful you are today? And he says, you know what, I had to believe in myself, because I just had to believe in myself. I couldn't believe in anything else or anybody else. I just had to believe in myself. And I think that's what people need to do. I mean, there's still opportunities in this country, and we just have to believe in ourselves and not think that the politicians are going to fix it or that the pay-for-play thing is going to go away, because that's just the way the system is played. It's a bad system. It's always the opportunity for people to gain from other people's taxpayer money, from other people's efforts and everything like that. That's just the way it is. We just have to figure out how to fend for ourselves and not worry so much about this, or not think there's a conspiracy going on behind the scenes, like a, you know, Rothschild, Rockefeller, Soros, that kind of situation. You know, even this guy, Beck, I can't remember his first name. You know, he was on Fox News for a long time. He even believes like George Soros runs the world. I mean, these people they just want to find an easy excuse or easy solution. There really isn't one. So all I say is believe in yourself, do the best you can, and don't think any one of these politicians is going to help you out. Thanks for listening.